when stringy barks ruled the ridge and valley floor. For his train stretched 4 long miles and maybe just a score. The schoolhouse held the post at first in 1884, but 2 years later west it went to Cullen's General Store. The youngsters learnt their reading, writing, sums and grammar tales, and some were picked as monitors to fetch and carry mails. The inkpots had their keepers and the bell had its brigade. The blackboards had their cleaners and the rubbish fires were laid. But one job stood above the rest and earned a certain fame: to walk 3 miles for letters that bear EastEnders' name.
Left, right, down the muddy track we go, through the summer dust and winter rain and wind that seemed to blow. Left, right, with a postbag swinging free. If the teacher asked for volunteers, he'd always look at me.
Some youngsters loved the privilege and marched with cheerful pride. An hour away from schoolwork was a mighty pleasant ride, while others eyed the journey with a somewhat different view. For every mile was longer when arithmetic was due. The road dipped down to Stony Creek, where travelers crossed the ford, a humble patch of water that demanded no reward. Most days it let the children pass and scarcely raised a fuss, though every now and then it seemed determined to outdo us.
Left, right, down the muddy track we go, through the summer dust and winter rain and wind that seemed to blow. Left, right, with a postbag swinging free. If the teacher asked for volunteers, he'd always look at me.
Then came the soaking year of 1916, wet and grey. 59 inches of rain decided it would stay. The creek rose up in protest and spread proudly bank to bank, and every hopeful male monitor stood stranded on the flank. The letters stayed at Cullen's while the water rushed and swirled, as families waited anxiously for news from a troubled world. The Great War raged in Europe, and each envelope might tell if sons were safe and soldiering or wounded somewhere else.
Left, right, we'd march if we were able, but Stony Creek was making sure our plan stayed on the table. Left, right, the water won that day, and even brave male monitors knew better than to stray.
The eastern folk grew restless, and they formed a committee grand, with petitions, plans, and paperwork all carefully in hand. They sought approval from the powers who governed far away, and argued that a post office should open without delay. The government agreed at last and drew a brand new line, a boundary running near the ford, both practical and fine. The eastern end was christened Lenswood, fresh upon the map, though some old forest rangers thought the change a bureaucratic trap. The ford became a symbol that was larger than its size, a crossing place for water and for local compromise. Some western folk crossed gladly and enjoyed a friendly yarn, while others viewed the eastern side with mild and vague alarm. You'd think the creek held crocodiles or bandits in the reeds. Instead it mostly carried water, tadpole sticks and weeds. Yet tales were told for decades of the split that came to be, all thanks to rain and school kids and a flooded little creek.
Left, right, hear the story still today of male monitors and muddy boots that wore the track away. Left, right, through the years the tale survives, for a creek, a ford, and postbag changed a couple of country lives. Left, right,
Though the old days now have passed,
the letters may have vanished,
but the memories still lie.